I got some insane gig economy offers here. If you drive for DoorDash or really any of these gig economy platforms, I want you to look at this today. Wait until you see some of these offers here. They are, yes, absolutely insane. If this is the first time you and I are meeting, my name is Mike. All I do is help you make money in different side hustles. I've been doing gig work since 2015. So I compiled this from other gig workers like yourself driving on all these different platforms here. And I want to show you some crazy examples of maybe things you haven't seen before. Different offer types, different scenarios, problems, some surprises here. So firstly, you don't even need a catering bag. How about that? So, on some of these platforms, if you take a lot of stuff on the delivery, let's say DoorDash, because we're kind of framing this for DoorDash today. On their large order catering program, they now say like, hey, you don't even need a catering bag. It'd be nice to have one. It'd be nice to have a pizza bag or something. Take a look at this. This Dasher, this is all sourced from Reddit, from fellow gig workers. They had 44 pizzas. Yes. So if you're the Dasher in this scenario, you're looking at this like, guys, I don't have a catering bag. I don't have a pizza bag. What do you expect me to do with this? So look at the back seat, look at the front seats, and I don't know, maybe let me know in the live chat or the comment section, what's the biggest delivery you've ever received as a DoorDash Dasher, Uber Eats driver, Grubhub, whatever it is? Because even if you're like me and you have a catering bag, if you have a pizza bag, what are you going to do with this? And it was hilarious because the first thing that I thought of was kind of like the comments here. And someone's like, yeah, that's a $2 offer, 17 miles and 0 tip, which is hilarious. Someone's like, yeah, I bet DoorDash paid you like basically nothing for that. So what do you think? 44 pizzas? Crazy. It paid $78 tip. So I really wanted to see the screenshot of this. This Dasher, again, this is on Reddit here on the DoorDash Dasher unofficial subreddit. $78 tip for 44 pizzas that, you're not going to have that many pizza bags, hot and cold bags. Would you do that? That's kind of insane to take this, but you get that $78 tip. I really wanted to see the offer on this though. Exactly. I want to see how many miles, how long. Well, the time, you would think it's not that long, hopefully, but $78 tip. What was the base pay? And I appreciate Amber subscribing and everyone being here. My name is Mike. I consider subscribing. All I do is help you make money in different side hustles. Pause and look closely. Look at it. Take a look at this offer. Go. Well, it's a high-paying offer. As a pro shopper, we now have that tag, the separate rewards metrics for pro shoppers. So we see that. 26. What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the live chat or the comment section. If you missed the live, click the notification bell so you can be in the know here. You don't miss any of this stuff. Hold on. Enhance. There you go. There's a better view. Enhance again. Take a look. Shopping order. Home Depot. It's one item, man. It's one item. Look at the dollars to mile ratio. It's that margin that I teach you. 26 for 6.5. Okay. It's only for one item. And 128 of them. Enhance again. Look, it is for 128 12 by 24 ceramic marble look floor and wall tiles. So I'm trying to show you, listen, if you get offers like this, and this is like funny to look at, but I want you to know this stuff because you only get like 30 to 45 seconds to go through the offer card. You need to know what the item is, and it will tell you the item. You see that little arrow there where it says the item, like one item right here. Well, it's cropped off here, but the little arrow there, tap on it and it'll tell you what it is, just like this. So please do that on any shop and deliver that looks like too good to be true, especially if it says there's 128 units. This is on DoorDash and it says, look at this. It says items in this order can weigh up to 990 pounds. Please like this video because I told you I deliver on my content here when I said it was insane. People were commenting this is probably more like 400 to 500 pounds, but go back to the order. Look, go back to the order. Okay, here's the order. You need to understand who's loading it, who's shopping for it, right? Who's loading it in my car? It should show the exact weight, maybe not just like the estimate, right? Which we see right here. You know, should DoorDash give us an exact weight? I mean, it says it can weigh up to 990 pounds, which is ridiculous. So who's loading it? Who's shopping for it? You. This is a shop and deliver. Now, is it really worth it? Who's offloading it? You. Hopefully, like say you took this, right? And they're doing like home renovations. Hopefully they would like come out of the house and help you out because this is like crazy. And then thirdly, before we move on here, what's that going to do to your vehicle? Like you can look usually on the inside of your door or at least in the manual to review the load capacity for your vehicle. It'll say like load no more than 600, 1,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds, depending on your vehicle. So this very well could be 300 to 400 pounds. I have a Volkswagen Passat. Can I fit this in my Passat? Yeah, 12 by 24. It's 1 by 2 tiles, but it's a lot of weight. So that is pretty insane. Next, take a look at this. You only have 194 to go. Don't worry. If you're a Dasher, and welcome in everyone. Yes, like Katie said, welcome in. Consider subscribing. This is I don't even know what the series is called. If you have an idea for this reaction series, whatever we want to call it here, let me know. But don't worry. You only got 194 of them to go. Take a look at the new gold reserved zones on DoorDash. Now, this isn't a brand new thing. Reserve zones have been out for a minute, but I wanted to show you this because this is the new iteration, the new version on the new Dasher app. So that is new. Because if you didn't know, DoorDash came out with a new home screen and, high-level Dasher app. So this is what the reserved zone is going to look like on that Dasher app. So what is this? If you're a new Dasher, pay attention to this, especially if you're like considering doing this. If you know someone that's considering, DoorDash or whatever, share this video with them. But you cannot dash in a reserved zone while it's locked, in essence. It's reserved. So look here, Florida, there's a marketplace. Reserved zone, locked for now. So this Dasher that's done 61 out of 255 deliveries required to unlock this zone. Now, if you're not new, what does this do? Think about that. Think of literally the sub-marketplace that you're sitting in right now. Imagine it was locked for new Dashers. What does that do? Well, it limits Dasher supply, at least for new Dashers. Okay. Sounds like a good thing, right? And then where can the Dasher drive then? if this marketplace is locked. They have to drive in a sub marketplace because your entire marketplace is broken down into smaller sub marketplaces. They got to go somewhere else. So think about this. If your marketplace is not locked, but other ones nearby are, it might push those dashers into your zone. So consider that. If you're an experienced dasher, we don't see this because reserved zones are only for new dashers. So if my zone is locked, again, the dasher, for instance, this dasher's done 61 deliveries. So where did they complete those deliveries since the zone is locked? Two answers. They were displaced elsewhere, like I told you, so they had a dash somewhere else, or they simply waited until this locked zone goes away. Sometimes it can be there like for basically 24/7. Sometimes it might be locked for certain times. But to fully remove that lock, 255 deliveries to unlock the zone. That's going to vary by sub-marketplace, how many deliveries they need to unlock the zone. Let me know if you like that. As someone who's done over 2,100 deliveries on DoorDash and thousands more on these different gig platforms, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's limiting the supply, right? I don't know when someone else is free to dash, but at least if it limits new dashers who, I mean, you got to really want it. You got to do a good amount of deliveries until you unlock the zone. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to have to really want it. You're going to have to dash somewhere else. Or again, wait until that lock disappears. I appreciate you watching. If you are a gig worker here, consider checking out our new tool for gig workers called ShiftMate. Currently, it's an app for iOS. If you're on Android, sign up for our newsletter. Targeting the end of the year for that, you can try Premium on ShiftMate for free. That app is going to help you track your income, compare apps, earn some money with referral bonuses, get tax reporting, and more at shiftmateapp.com. Hundreds and hundreds of downloads already. Appreciate you checking it out. You only have 30 seconds for this next screen. Ready, set, go. 30 seconds. Take a look. Is it worth it? Yes or no? Type in the live chat or the comments. 30 seconds. Take a look. There's a lot of info on the screen. I mean, you got plenty of time though, right? It's fine. Well, actually, half your time is already gone. You have 15 seconds. Go, go, go. Is this worth it? You have 10 seconds. Where did the time go? And 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Look at this offer. Again, I saw this from a driver on Reddit, and interestingly, this is from my marketplace. Hey, check it out. It's from Pittsburgh. It's North Pittsburgh here in Pennsylvania. So is this worth it? Let's take a look together. Why did I give you 30 seconds? Look at the counter. You have 30 seconds. So hopefully that simulates you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision in 30 seconds if these offers are worth it. So Amber says, XM says yes. Toyo says yes. Idle says, I'm taking it. We may be leaking back into the past offer, but you get the point here. So here's what I would do. In 30 seconds, you need to say, okay, does it pay enough per mile? Gavin says easy yes. Now, I've been doing gig work for 10 years. You know what I just realized? Well, my activation was before this, but my first ever shift was Halloween weekend 10 years ago. So now I can officially say it's been 10 years because today is October 30th at the time of filming this. I got activated on Uber rideshare, I think maybe a week or so before that. Because I remember I was like getting on support. I was like, guys, activate me. I want to drive for Halloween weekend. So I think my first shift was maybe the 30th, the 31st, I forget the actual day, but it was Halloween weekend. And here we are 10 years later. And I think I'm going to do it. You can vote on the poll in our community tab, now called the posts tab, if I should get out there tomorrow and drive rideshare. I'm thinking I might. I don't drive rideshare a lot anymore, but I'm thinking I might keep the tradition alive. Anyway, if I got this offer, I look at, okay, how much does it pay per mile? I don't do the actual math. I did the math here for you, but I just do the mental math because, again, you have 30 seconds. So it's up to you if you want to flip between your calculator and this request really quickly. It pays wonderfully per mile. 72 for 17.2 miles. Well, then I'm looking at, okay, what about time? It's quoted to take about 2 hours. Oh, well, I had a typo. Wonderful. It's 1 hour and 50 minutes. Excuse that. That's a typo there. I just noticed. So it's an hour and 50 minutes. It's about 2 hours, right? So that's pretty good per hour pay there, right? But then what about the item counts? I just showed you this on that single item, but it was ridiculous. It was like 100 plus units of it, and they were heavy tiles. So here it is 2 pickups at least. I believe this is 2. Retail pickup. 61 items at the Giant Eagle. You can see there, 61 items. Second pickup, BJ's Wholesale. I didn't even realize we really had a BJ's out here, but second pickup, 18 items. It says that clearly. And then it says car or larger vehicle required. Why? It's a lot of stuff. You know, I've done Shipt, Instacarts, Walmart Spark. I've done DoorDash grocery. Yeah, DoorDash grocery. So I've done a lot of grocery, and it's like a good amount. Like this is akin or similar to grocery runs. 60 items, 79 items. That's a large grocery run. But you just need to think about, okay, will it fit in my car? If you're in a little Kia Niro or like a Mini or what else? I don't know, a tiny car, you know, or if you have a lot of junk in your car, you know, keep your trunk clear if you're doing this stuff. And then it's kind of a cut off there. And then there's 4 stops. That's all to say. You need to make that decision in 30 seconds. So for me, now I don't love, now there's also positioning, right? I'm in central Pittsburgh, so I'm a little bit south of this screenshot. Do I want to end up there north in Ross Township? So think about that. Do you have the time to commit 2 hours to the route? Do you want to? Or do you think you might make more money cherry picking, just hand selecting orders on different apps, DoorDash, etc.? So I would say it's a good route. And we can call it that. It's a route. It's not just like a request. It's a route. And routes are a little bit different because when I say routes, it means a planned, right, destination. A planned stops, in this case, 2 hours. I would call that a route. And I'm just doing the math real quickly. $36 an hour, $4+ a mile. Yeah, it's a lot of bags. You're going to have to keep them separate. But if I had the time, that's not bad. I appreciate you being here. We're going to move on to our next interesting little story we got today. But I am coming to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Like the video if you can. Can we get 20% of viewers liking the video? Honestly, on every video, because we've been a little low on the percent liked. I know it might be a pain if you're watching it. Well, if you're watching on the TV, I feel you because it's a pain to like a video on TV. But if you can, if you're like, you didn't earn my like yet, then fine. Maybe after this, because this is #relatable. So check this out. I just thought this was hilarious. I just wanted to include this because it was funny. When you've been standing at the door for 6 minutes and they finally text, can you just leave it outside, please? You're like, dude, it's handed to me. It's, well, I didn't know it was handed to me. It's like, well, you select the method you want when you place the order. I didn't pay attention to that. It's like, well, I can only leave it out here if I mark that you're unavailable. So I got to wait for the darn timer and they don't come to the door. So let me know if that's hashtag relatable. You're standing outside waiting for them to come out and you're like, and then they text you, right? I've had that. I've 100% had that where it's handed to me and they will text you that says like, oh, or I've had where they see me at the front. I've had someone knock on the window next to the front door and they're like, you can just leave it. I'm like, well, I can, but the app says it's handed to me. So relatable. Now this next one is truly insane. I believe we have a few here maybe that are truly insane. You know, I've driven and worked on most every single one of these gig apps: Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Amazon Restaurants, discontinued. Point Pickup, discontinued. Roadie, Skipcart, Fantuan, Hungry Panda, DoorDash, Walmart Spark, Deliver That, Zifty. This is truly insane though. Take a look. Someone posted this crazy offer. How did they get this? $148.54 plus, which means it's going to be even higher. And then they get the new setup pay, which is hilarious because this is a catering offer. If you don't know what that is, DoorDash is now offering additional pay for setup offers. Because prior, like I showed you with the pizza, like there can be large order. It'll say large order catering like this, but you don't have to set it up. Now they're offering extra pay to set it up. So this person got insane pay plus a little, why not, $3 setup pay. Plus it's going to be even higher than this disclosed amount. That's what that plus sign denotes, that it's going to be even higher. As you can see, large order catering for 4.2 miles, estimated for 14 minutes. You know, they have a word for this. It's called unicorn. The unicorn offer that you never see. I've never seen this. I've done thousands of deliveries. This is insane. This is someone who's very generous. You can see includes, actually that's a new feature as well. DoorDash is separating the pay from the tip sometimes. So it'll say the actual tip amounts. $140.54 from just the tip. Now, I tell you that you need to multi-app. It does look like an awesome order. I tell you, you need to multi-app. Now, Daisy says, or Dazly, thanks for joining. What if this did say 15 plus? Let's kick around that idea. I kind of agree with that. This doesn't have to say $148 plus. Please remember this. It might say $15 plus, $20 plus, $25 plus. Don't be afraid to take it. Why wouldn't you take that? Because you're like, 15 for, 4.2. I got to set that thing up as well. I don't want to set it up for 15 plus. Like it could very well be 15 plus for 4.2. You get the setup pay. Yeah, you're going to have to set it up. It takes a few minutes there. But it could turn into $70, $80, $90 offer. This one is truly insane though. This is like some of the most wild pay I've ever seen on a catering run. $148 for 4.2. I'm going to show you another reason why you need to multi-app, but I just kind of thought about this. This is why catering is so good. And DoorDash isn't even like a catering platform per se. They just happen to have catering runs. So if you see, actually, I think Uber Eats. Yeah, Uber Eats is the one that just announced setup pay. So I guess they both have setup pay now, because Uber Eats only on Uber events, if I'm remembering correctly, they just announced setup pay for catering runs. Yeah, because it's in your work hub on Uber Eats. Well, there's a good transition. You want to multi-app because take a look. What is this? That's Grubhub. And the reason you would get this is because you're multi-apping, which simply means you're driving on different apps at the same time so you can select the best offer. This time on Grubhub. Using their new high-paying offer card, looks a little bit different there. $30.90 for 6.7 miles. I just realized it says the pay per mile too. What? Now I need to check my screenshots right now on my phone. Maybe check your screenshots too. So Grubhub has been showing this new offer card, but they're showing the pay per mile on the offer card. That is fascinating. Oh my gosh. We're finding this out in real time, folks. Look at what I have here in Pittsburgh. Here's one of my screenshots. I didn't even realize at the time. Maybe not, maybe I did. This is a recent shift. They do show the pay per mile. Wow. What do you think about that? Interesting. Yeah, I took another screenshot. Here's another offer. It does show the pay per, there's Pittsburgh, right? Interesting. No one else is really doing that. Not on the big three, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. Wow. My point was, this is why you multi-app, right? You multi-app so you can have more options. I like it. Seeing the pay per mile there. So I want to ask you, what story stood out most for you here? Was it the insane 40 plus pizzas for a $78 tip? Was it the high paying offer screen? Was it the unicorn offer? Was it something else? Let me know. But I want to take your questions right now. So all you need to do, put a Q, put a question mark. Which one of these stood out most to you? What's working for you right now? What's not working for you right now? Let's take your questions.